Oh no! No! Come on, Tech! No, we're so punished. This channel brought to you by MinMax Games. Visit minmaxgames.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back right here to Hometown TCG. You guys know me, my name is Josh, and we are back with the second episode in our series where we try to take popular Pioneer decks and move them over to the MTG Arena Explorer format, right? So MTG Arena Explorer is essentially Pioneer on Arena, but all the cards aren't loaded in yet. So it does make the format a little bit different, and I found this deck on a YouTube channel, Island Go Sam E. I'll put a link to the channel in this video's description, and this deck has been tons of fun. So this deck is built around the card Atarka's Command, and it's got 4 options. You get to choose 2, but realistically you're only choosing the same 2 every time, though the third one has actually come up in some testing with this deck. The modes that we're looking to choose are: the command does 3 damage to each opponent, and creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain reach for what it's worth until the end of the turn. So this is a Groll, lull to the ground aggro list that benefits off this card, and with 3 creatures on the battlefield, this card for 2 mana represents 6 damage. It's just great value. It's tons of fun to play. So we are playing a lot of low to the ground threats that don't look threatening, that people don't want to block at the end of games. They want to start to build up their board state, and then the command comes down and closes things out. Starting with the 1-drop slot, we got some familiar faces in here from our mono red video. It's Soulscour Mage and Kumano and Play with Fire. These are really popular picks in low to the ground red decks. We're also playing the new Phoenix Chick. It's a hasty threat. It's got a little recursion, plays around that perma removal, and it's often that we can trigger the graveyard effect because we do run a ton of creatures in this deck. And one of the substitute cards we're running, because we are missing some cards from the Pioneer format, we are running the Rabbit Battery. It's versatile. Most of the time it's just a 1/1 haster for 1. So that's our 1-drop slot. Moving on to the 2, we do have the Skyship Raider and the Robber of the Rich. The Robber of the Rich is an addition, right? So we got to kind of find some things to work in this format for cards we might be missing. Robber of the Rich is a cool hasty threat. Its its on attack trigger is sometimes relevant in some matchups, so it's a neat little card. We like playing it. The Yamavaya Iconoclast is a cool card in this deck. You're often getting to kick this thing on turn 3. Very cool card. And the Burning Tree Emissary to build a bigger board state on turn 2. And finally, the command fills out our 2-drop slot. Moving on to the 3-drop slot, Bone Crusher Giant in the 3-drop slot. We're actually down, I think, 1 Bone Crusher Giant from the original list, and up 1 Reckless Stormstrider. This card coming down and giving something haste, being able to finish off the game, is extremely important. Now, you'll notice there's a ton of haste so far in this deck, and there's a couple reasons for that. First reason is when we're winning games with this deck, it is close. It is right there. We are just getting our opponent to 0 right before the cusp where we're losing. And the second reason is we are running 2 copies of Embercleave. Now, in the Pioneer version, Embercleave is nowhere to be seen. However, we have 2 empty slots in this deck, and we need something to help us go over the top in the Explorer format and really give us the power to close out these games. So we are running 2 copies of Embercleave. Luckily, the mana base stays relatively the same thanks to the addition of Carplusion Forest and the need for not a ton of green spells. Moving on to the sideboard, we're going to see it's a really similar sideboard to what we see in Pioneer with a couple additions. Lava Coil is huge. Mono green playing Old Growth Troll on turn 2 sometimes just feels unbeatable without this card. So we are running 2 copies of Lava Coil. There's 3rd Bone Crusher Giant in the sideboard, and 3 copies of Expertise. This card is an all-star. Again, if your opponent does get to put down some thick blocker, it's not a bad idea to close out a game to just take it, give it haste, swing in, and be able to cast the command or even a Play with Fire out of hand. So this is a card I haven't seen much play. It's an all-star in this deck. It's very cool. I really enjoy having this card. For the perma removal matchups, I think in most red decks, you're going to see Hazoret in there. We do have a copy of Strangle, another copy, like we said, 2 of Lava Coil. I added 2 copies of Colossal Growth. We were looking for sideboard cards, and I want to test the notion of playing into decks that don't necessarily play a ton of early removal, boarding in these Colossal Growths, and getting a ton of value through the kind of the combat trick the whole combat trick idea. You guys get what I'm saying. 2 Roiling Vortexes for the control matchups, or things we think might grind a little bit longer, and the same thing for Squeeze. Squeeze is actually a really cool addition in this deck, being able to escape and get back onto the battlefield and dodge a ton of removal. But that's the deck, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We're celebrating the month of Magic here, Magic 30th, and we are actually celebrating the month of Magic. I'm not going to ask you guys to spend $1,000 on a product. We just get to hang out here and celebrate. So again, thanks, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and let's get into the gameplay. All right, guys, we are here in the game. We are on the draw here, and we do have Kumano with lots of other stuff going on, but only 1 land. Our opponent mulliganed. I mean, we get 2 looks at a land here. I think we keep and we see what happens. This hand is really low to the ground. It's really soft to a lot of removal, but we have a lot of turn 1 options, and we're not very soft to early hand disruption. The Crab. Crab people. Kumano coming down. My goodness. Landfall trigger. Alright, here's the command. Next creature spell I cast. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cast the Soulscar Mage. We're going to pump it up. We're going to play... That was dumb. We should have dropped this second, so we should have played 2 Soulscar Mages there so we'd get most value out of the command. That's a player. You know, we'll drop 2 Soulscar Mages here on the next phase here, and we'll go to town. Alright, we don't really care about mill. We need our opponent dead. We need our opponent at no life. It looks like we are going to get Fatal Push. That was bound to happen, and that's kind of a player on our part. Whoops. 2-1 on Blinking Observer. Get in there. We're going to get some Soulscar Mages down. And look next turn to possibly cast our command and see what happens. This could come down to that early player. We did make an early mistake. The sleep-deprived dead nature is in full effect right now. Tainted Adversary. Oh no. Alright, here we go. Let's get in there. Let's pump the team. +1 and 3 damage. Pump the team. Pump the team. Pump of the team. Let's go. Opponent at 9. Yeah, that early turn. This deck is so low to the ground, and it's so finite that often when you make that mistake, it just doesn't give you what you want. I'm sure we lost an Embercleave there or 2. No Embercleave lost there. Yeah, we're not blocking that. Let's get in there. Prowess trigger. How many cards do we have in exile? 17. Another Tasha's Hideous Laughter we should be safe from, actually. What are we doing here, opponent? Come on, get in there. Oh, maybe I should have reconfigured. Yep, here comes the landfall trigger. Another Hideous Lead. So there goes an Embercleave. You don't love to see it. Okay. Takes our Bone Crusher Giant. How many commands are in the graveyard? Because there's 1, there's 2. How many are in exile? 1. We have 1 command left in the deck. How many lands do I have? 20? All right. Bone Crusher Giant coming down. What do we got, opponent? What can we do? I think we win now, right? Yep. All right. Let's go. Game 2. We got there. Let's go. Woo. All right. We're playing against Mill. Not exactly something we expect. Against Mill, there's a lot of removal, you know, with Fatal Push and stuff. So I don't necessarily like Colossal Growth here. But I do feel like we have to close out the game. So maybe there's an argument for Roiling Vortex. Nothing really to target with the expertise. The Squee is, I think, comes in for sure. And I kind of want to try playing Colossal Growth, and I didn't really see any good targets for Play with Fire. So let's pull Play with Fire here. So we're going to keep our spells kind of the same. We'll pull in Colossal Growth, we'll pull out Play with Fire. We are going to play Squee because it gives us kind of that escape target, that escape hasty threat out of the graveyard. Let's go into game 2, and we're racing, man. I named this deck in the Arena client Groll Indy 500 because this deck is a racing, dude. All right, we got a Robber the Rich. And we weren't sure if we wanted to play Colossal Growth, so of course we have it in our opening hand. Why wouldn't we? That just makes sense. A lot of 1-drops. Kumano. Kumano comes down, makes Robber a 3/3. Maybe that draws some ire from our opponent. Okay. Ooh. Robber being hasty, I kind of want to go Raider here, +1, pass turn. Give our opponent something to kill on their turn, and then play 2 hasty threats and get in there. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Embercleave saving our butts here. Okay, we're going to get in for some damage right here. We're going... Oh, is it Squee? Man, I think it might be Squee. Get in there, Squee. All right. Embercleave draw very much online. Opt. Opponent optic. Okay. I think we're just threatening Colossal Growth and getting in there. I think we're just threatening Colossal Growth. I think... Good game. Yeah, we get there. All right. First game, a rousing success. This the Groll Indy 500 deck is off to the races. Let's get into game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are into the gameplay here. Let's go. We got Groll Indy 500 with Atarka's Command playing against Unknown. But again, we're on the draw again. Not my favorite thing to be, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Don't really love being on the draw here. Keepable hand. Drawing a command. I mean, oh, that's the theme of this deck, right? Drawing the command is good. Drawing the command here, pretty good. I think we're going to spend the first turn playing a Soulscar Mage. Let's see. Play with fire. Watery Grave from the opponent. And, you know, I'm not sure. I haven't quite learned how to play into Fatal Push in this format yet, right? Like, and this deck plays Fatal Push. So it's got a Bone Crusher Giant in hand, right? Okay. All right, Bone Crusher Giant in hand. We go Mage and Battery here, I think. Mage and Battery here, because here comes Bone Crusher Giant, right? Bone Crusher Giant's just coming down turn 3. Blood Tithe Harvester. Sure. All right, so it looks like the opponent does have a removal spell. So I'm going to hold up a Play with Fire here. Like, oh, reconfigures the sorcery! Okay. Oh my god! Alright, we scoop. I quit. We scoop. Oh, opponent getting in there. I'm so not proud. That is so bad. Reconfigure as a sorcery. Oh. So bad. Alright, we concede. That was such a bad play. Oh my gosh. That's not going to make the video, right? Okay. So, removal heavy, there is some creatures there that we can grab. I think I want to grab Whirling Vortex. I think I want to grab Lava Coil. Hazoret, I believe. I mean, they're running a Bone Crusher Giant, so Strangle. Maybe I cut the Play with Fires here. I think I keep Kumano. I need to cut 3 more cards. I want to keep my level of creatures pretty high. I just added a lot of spells. I'd like to keep my number of creatures pretty high. Maybe the Strangle just doesn't make the cut there. No, Strangle has to make the cut, in my opinion. A lot of removal, so maybe we're cutting Embercleave on the play. I'm going to cut the Vortexes, and I'm going to go down to 1 Hazoret. I still think I need to play Embercleave on the play. I think Embercleave on the play is just too good. I think it has to stay in the deck. I think my inexperience with piloting these low-to-the-ground aggro decks is showing, for sure. So here's kind of, we got the thing. I mean, here's the command. The problem is the cards have to stick onto the battlefield, and against our opponent's deck, that doesn't necessarily happen. Let's see what happens here. Stomping Ground is not what we wanted to see. All right, we're gonna take the damage just to get the board presence. We're gonna lose the mana, which is not great. Not great. Not great. Don't love that. Blood Tithe, sure. Haste and trample, so we'll trample over 2 damage if he blocks that. Okay. Still not great, but now a 2-drop turns on the command and a hasty threat. So let's see. Alright. Okay. Alright, Bone Crusher Giant on the battlefield. Gonna try to close this thing out. So in there for 1, 2, 3. Oh man, our opponent. What? What? 1, 2, 3, 7. Put him to 3. 5, 6, 7. So, if they kill Bolus, I guess we go here. Because, yeah, okay. I mean, rewarded. We win. Okay. So the reason there, if they don't block with something that kills Bolus, they die. So we're fine either way. Okay, back on the draw here. Some of this might change, being on the back foot. Let's see. On the draw. There's an argument Kumano's not very good on the draw. And it could just be, and should just be, play with fire. But it does give us a creature, and we're playing both copies of... No, you know what? YOLO. We're going with it. We're playing both copies of Embercleave. If we can amass a big enough board state, and we can just turn the corner with Embercleave, we can take the tempo and kind of get over the top on our opponent. Let's go. Moment of truth. We keep. We keep 100% of the time. 60% of the time, this works every time. Possible turn 3 Embercleave. Possible. Get in there, chicken. Chicken. So opponent doesn't have like a 0 amount of removal, right? Like, got something. Harvester's going to be a problem no matter when we deal with it. All right. So we are online to possibly, if opponent does nothing, we are online to possibly Embercleave this turn. We could, however, continue just building a board state. I think I like the idea of playing Bone Crusher Giant here. I think I like the idea of playing Bone Crusher Giant here. Sacks 1, draws 1, takes damage. Let's get down the forest. Let's play Bone Crusher Giant. The reason is now next turn, we can possibly... no, we still can't. That's still kind of bad. Well, we could Rabbit Battery Cletus. Sure. Let's get in there with Bone Crusher Giant. We'll trade Bone Crusher Giant for Cletus. All right. So the thinking here is we can put Rabbit Battery on something like the Robber of the Rich or the Burning Tree Emissary to try to get over the top of the Kalitas and kill it with an Embercleave before it has a chance. Okay. So this helps. This helps. 3 damage to Kalitas helps here. Now, whatever we Embercleave. Now, whatever we Embercleave, I think gets there. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to auto pay for the Embercleave. There we go. Let's go. We get there. Okay, auto pay for the Embercleave. That way we kill Kalitas with no life gain, clear his board, have an Embercleave, and just try to go over the top. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. All right, back in another game. The Groll Indy 500 list is overperforming right now. This thing is low to the ground. It is mean. It is red and green, and it is getting the job done. My goodness. Oh, I jinxed it. Control pile. We just trust the deck, right? We trust the deck. We trust the deck. We 100% trust the deck. Soulscar Mage turn 1. Opponent mulls to 6. We trust the deck. We trust the deck. Godless Shrine. Sure. Is this my freaking... I don't know why I didn't play the second den there. Is this my freaking Doom Foretold list? If this is my Doom Foretold list, I'm just going to be proud. Like, I'm just going to be happy that that's happening right now. I'll be completely honest with you. Skyclave. Sure. Can they go 1-for-1 with us forever? Can they go 1-for-1 with us forever? That's the $1,000,000 question. Can you just 1-for-1 for infinity? We don't have any card draw. It's a possibility. And maybe we should have played around another Trial of Ambition and waited till we could double spell. Buys Yorion. Nothing else to do. We could go... I think I want to prioritize building a big board here. So weird, we're not going to kick this. We're going to get our 1/1 here. We're going to prioritize building a big board here and see how wide we can be for the command on this turn. Deputive Detention. I mean, drawing a second copy of that card is never a bad thing. We take those. All right. Opponent's got to get himself out of a jam here. Gotta get themselves out of a jam here. Okay, we get there. Let's look at what we're playing against. My goodness, what was that list? It was a 3-minute game. What are we looking at? Deputy Detention, Skyclave Apparition. So a lot of exile effects here. A lot of exile effects. Play with Fire seems to be good. Deputy Detention does have 3 toughness. Okay. I'm not seeing a lot of instant speed removal, which makes me think Colossal Growth can be good. Exile removal doesn't really lend into playing Hazoret. Let's go. Let's bring a copy of Strangle in for the Deputy of Detention. Let's go down 2 copies of Play with Fire, 1 copy of Kumano. With this deck seems like it dirtles a lot. There's an argument for 2 copies of Roiling Vortex over the Colossal Growth, but man, I just want to try the Colossal Growth. I really do. Let's cut the 2 Play with Fires. This might not be the best decision, but with exile removal, I want to try playing this card. I want to see if Colossal Growth can get there. So here we go. Oh, let me make sure I'm not getting. I gotta make sure I'm not getting text messages from the fam bam upstairs. Okay. We can Soul Scour Mage. Here we go. This is fine. We're going to Soul Scour Mage turn 1. All right. I like Soul Scour Mage turn 1. See if they'll deal with it. Double Haste Threat turn 2. Okay. We're going Phoenix. And we're going Rabbit. Get in there. Omen of the Sea. Sure. We're getting in there. We are getting in there. 0 top, 2 bottom. Draws a card. I love the opponent's deck. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm a huge fan. I will 100% admit it. Big fan. Taking 2. Fable. Sure. Colossal Growth. Colossal Growth, huh? All right, time to see if Colossal Growth can shine. Super punished by a board wipe here, and we cut. Opponent goes to 2, and we cut Play with Fire. Not great. Oh, not great. Not great. Opponent goes to 2. Oh, hang on. Temporary lockdown. Punished. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Come on, Tech. No, we're so punished. We're so punished. Oh, temporary lockdown, such a good card. Oh, so punished. All right. We're fine. We're fine. Kenny. This is fine. This is fine. I think we still win, right? +4/+4 and trample. We could still lose. Yeah. Yeah, we can't have him gaining life. Yeah, that has to be done that way. We can't let him drop Kenny. Ugh. I mean, Atarka's Command is a free draw in the deck right now. We added the Vortexes, so, and they'll have 2 turns on Roiling Vortex, so, like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is a little bit rough right now. Buys Yorion, leaves a mana open to activate the Reflection. Doesn't attack. I can't play 1 threat because he'll exile it, but I will get it. I mean, I'll get a 2/2. It's not the worst thing in the world. I think I go Robber here. Okay. Enigmatic Incarnation. He throws away the Omen of the Sea. So he makes a copy, but he's going to give me a 2/2, right? Like, we have a lot of draws in the deck that are good draws. And if our opponent stays on his heels, so he gets a creature, so he gets Deputy of Detention, I'm assuming, right? Okay, there's the life gain. He found it. We concede. We don't have it. We go to the last game. So, Play with Fire is looking better and better in the deck. I mean, the Strangle for the Deputy of Detention is fine, I guess. But we'll cut it. We'll cut down on that. We will cut down. I think we go up back to the 4 Kumano here. 4 Kumano! Colossal Growth, not really getting it. I may have missed Lethal there, so that may have been my fault more than Colossal Growth. I still like Bone Crusher Giant here. Robert the Rich doesn't really do much for us. Huh. And maybe it's the Vortex. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm committing here. I'm just committing to the low to the ground. If we go late, we know we can't win anyway. So let's just commit. Let's lean in. Let's commit. Go to game 3. Whew. Oh, I hate this hand. Sure, I guess. Honestly, opponent might play tap land first turn, so we might be okay. Opponent might play tap land first turn, so we might be okay. Mulligan. First mulligan from our opponent. Leyline Binding and Temporary Lockdown are cards, so we have to be aware that we can't build our board state too large, right? We have to kind of balance. Above all things, balance. So we do have one of the few triggers to Soulscar Mage here. Opponent does go tap land turn 1. That was dumb. I know that doesn't work. How you say womp womp? Oh gosh, I'm still figuring it out. 3 games in, I'm still figuring it out. 3 games in, still can't quite get it right. Trial of Ambition. I think we sack the chick here, right? We sack the chick. Alright, we sack the chick. Temporary lockdown. Sure. Sure. We sack the chick to play the chick. Get in there. I think we're going to play with Fire the Face here. Would you like to sacrifice your temporary lockdown? Would you like to sacrifice? Siege Rhino. Sure. No Den. Den won't do it. Den won't do it. Den won't do it. Uh-oh. 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 This is an uh-oh moment, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an uh-oh moment. Sacrifices Trial, goes and gets a 3-mana creature. We have Phoenix Chick, we'll get another Phoenix Chick. Goes and gets what, Deputy of Detention, probably? Knight of Autumn to gain 4 life, sure. Ah, double strike, huh? Go to 3. Turn on a lot of draws in the deck. Fires. Gets down fires. Could be in trouble. Going to get another Knight of Autumn. I'm assuming gain 4 more life, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Going to gain 4 more life. Yep. Yep, gonna gain 4 more life. I don't think you can go get a Titan of Industry or anything like that, since it's only 4. Let's see, let's find out. Going to get another 3-drop. I'm assuming it's another Knight of Autumn, gain another 4. Oh, it's another Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino. No, the chick! The chickadee! I think we lose here. So it's going to be a 4-4. We're going to deal a total of 8. So we get to kill both, I guess. Wait! Wait, that was so dumb. It could have been alive. Oh, we concede, I think. I think we concede. I think it's safe to say we tried. All right. Oh, it would have still been on the battlefield. That's feels bad. All right, guys. We finally got by our own doing. Let's move on to another game. All right, guys. Moving on to one more game. We are in it right now. Game 1. This is just keepable, right? This is good against a lot of decks, I guess. Moving on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go Den. Rabbity babbity. Rabbity babbity, go, go, go. Get down, Chips Raider. All right. Wolfhaven. Get in, Ragavan. Go, go, go. All right. Rabbity Babbity's no good here. Burning Tree. Another Karzev. Ugh. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be close. This is going to be close. It's coming down to the wire. Mono green. Well, we know what's coming in this matchup. We know that the steal a creature, swing in, play our command for free is coming in for sure. Opponent at 6. We have a play with fire in hand. We need to deal 4. Karn. 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 What's he... Something that gains life? Life gain in the board? Maybe? I'm interested. I want to know what this is. Okay. Karn triggers. Karn triggers. What, guys, what is happening? What is happening right now? Somebody tell me what's happening. Opponent deep in the tank on Karn. Confused. Confused. Very confusing. Okay. Karn goes down, and we go to game 2, I guess. Listen, expertise is coming in for sure. I think Colossal Growth comes in. I don't think there's a lot of removal here. I think that means... I mean, Play with Fire is good. I'm gonna pull Kumano. And I'm gonna pull... I don't want to pull Embercleave. I really don't want to pull Embercleave. Rapid Battery's probably not great here. Alright, moving on to game 2. So we know we're playing against green, stompy, Karn goodness. Let's see if we can steal one of these 5/5s and get on in there. Oh, this is not the bueno. Mulligan this. Okay, I have to keep this hand. So the Embercleave goes back. What goes back here, though? Is it just Colossal Growth? I think it's the Embercleave. Sure, so we get to bolt the bird here. I don't think we can bolt the bird. I think we have to bolt the face. I think we have to trust he's going to go Haven, right? Take one, go face. No battery. Come on. Rip a land. All right, we'll give it one more turn. We're gonna give this one more turn to rip a land. We have one more turn to rip land off the top. Nope. Good game. No land. We get owned. All right. Kumano goes back in on the play, in my opinion. Colossal Growth just proving to not be a very good card. Expertise, I think, is much better on the play. I think maybe it's Phoenix Chick. 2 Phoenix Chicks? No. Maybe it's... I'll take out 2 Bone Crusher Giants. Let's go there. All right. It's risky losing removal, especially removal and direct damage in this matchup. It's risky, but here we go. We're on the play. I mean, we keep this. We don't love it, but we keep it anyway. They have a play with fire to kill the elf. Yeah, we have a play with fire to kill the elf. Play with fire to kill the elf if we rip a command. Kill the elf. If we rip a command, come on. We're not really taking advantage of what our opponent's doing. We drew this card and our opponent's not doing anything. Good game. Okay, we get there. All right, guys. That was a ton of fun. Now let's stick around for the post-game wrap-up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the post-game wrap-up. Guys, I think it's safe to say this deck has some legs. This was a really fun deck to play. It had a really high win rate when we were just playing it. Now, we had some weird matchups in there, but I want to go over things that, maybe I would change, things I'm definitely keeping the same. And when it comes to the main deck, the only card that felt kind of weird was this Rabbit Battery. It was a little awkward to use from time to time. There's actually a spot on stream where I messed up the reconfigure. Reconfigures only as a sorcery. It just comes from not playing with the card, not really knowing what you're doing with it until you really get out into the arena and experience it for yourself. Other than that, the rest of the 60 felt pretty good. The mana felt pretty good. I never felt myself getting flooded. There was a couple games where I was low on land, but I was kind of able to lean into the deck and come out ahead. But moving into the sideboard, Expertise is a fun card. I've had some fun with it in the past. We didn't really get to show it off as much as I would like, but it's a really neat card. I think it definitely deserves the include. Colossal Growth, the big question mark before it started, really didn't get a chance to pop, didn't get a chance to shine. So I'm not really sure if that means maybe this card just doesn't have it, or maybe it does, but we'll get to the bottom of that, and maybe we'll try it out in the future. And again, if you guys want to go ahead and construct this deck, I think it's been a ton of fun. Is it tier 1, tier 0? I don't think so, but I really think you're going to enjoy yourself, and thank you so much for hanging out. Remember, this channel is sponsored by MinMax Games. If you visit minmaxgames.com, you can get a bunch of Magic stuff, a bunch of Fab stuff, anything you might need for your TCG pleasures. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and we will see you around. Goodbye.